Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 2 in the series between Infi and Th000. Game 2 taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Now, what is going to be going down here on Twisted Meadows? I don't know. Let's see what happens when I turn on auto camera. Alright, apparently it really wants me to take a look at... Oh, that's kind of dizzying. Moonwell, Altar of Elders, Altar of Kings, just going back and forth. Not very clean cuts at all. You know what? I'm going to go ahead, turn back on Fog of War, and just watch this game. Now, for those of you guys who didn't see Game 1 seemed to have a pretty abrupt ending. I really felt like Infi just kind of threw in the white flag without really seeing what was going to happen there. And it didn't go well for him at all. The Warden with that fan of knives able to counteract that militia so quickly, and then the follow-up with glaives, it didn't feel like Infi really wanted to try and play that game out. It could have gone in multiple directions, but I would give a big edge to Th000 going into that matchup. Now we are in game number 2, as we are going for a much more traditional Demon Hunter against an Archmage here on Twisted Meadows. Now, for those of you guys who only watch my WarCraft 3 casts, I wanted to let you guys know that the casts over the next couple of weeks, these 2 weeks, are going to be sporadic. I am in the process of moving, and in moving, well, things get shuffled around, and hopefully I will be able to cast and continue to just do all of this for you. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to Brandon, who was generous enough to, use that little donation link on my Facebook page. That really helps me out. I think I get paid like technically $2 an hour casting these things for you. If it wasn't for the, well, I'll say this, I'm not doing this for the money. I love casting WarCraft 3. But without the money, it just makes it that much more difficult to cast anyways. Let's go ahead and come back into the game here as we are looking at the Archmage now clear out this creep camp pretty quickly. You can see the Forest Troll Shadow Priest or High Priest going to get taken down. Level 2 on that Archmage. And it is going to be Rune Bracers. Now, Rune Bracers... I don't necessarily know if that's really that good of an item in a Night Elf versus human matchup. If it was, say, against an undead player where you're going to be taking a lot of damage from hero nukes, I would say that is very beneficial. But against a Demon Hunter whose mana burn, yes, does deal damage, but the real loss is going to be the amount of mana that you lose from that mana burn. That is important. Archmage does a quick check, spots that the Troll Shadow Priest has been hired. There's that Demon Hunter. There's that Troll Shadow Priest. As they are now attempting to run back. Scout Farm also placed down as well by Infi. Infi will be able to just do a quick scanner sweep. Or not scanner sweep. You know what I mean. A quick reveal. Spending 50 gold in order to see if there are any shadow melded archers. Coming back around, Water Elemental now being dropped down. It looks as though it is going to try and creep out the 1 o'clock expansion location with Militia now being called over. This is looking like a very fast expansion attempt, which makes a lot of sense for Infi. Infi on this particular map, this is probably as good of a location as any. With the speed building of the Altar of Kings, he easily creeped out that Goblin Laboratory. Then he's going to go ahead and swing back around and hit this gold mine off to the north. It is extremely far away from his opponent, so he can pretty much just mine this base in peace now, or... if there is any issue, Demon Hunter does get a little bit of experience there, but the Archmage actually got the majority, as we should be seeing Arcane Towers and a Town Hall being constructed here in just a second. Archmage, with plenty of mana, drops another Water Elemental. That Demon Hunter doesn't really want to try and mana burn an Archmage that only has 17 mana, as that would not really help its cause at all. Infi also setting up a Lumber Mill. Interesting choice, though, going for a Lumber Mill when he already, in fact, has a fair amount of lumber, but not enough yet to build a town hall. What he's going to do instead is he's going to just start gathering lumber off over here and wait until he does have enough to try and build this base down here as well. Now, let's take a look at this. So far, Archers, Troll Berserkers, Troll Shadow Priests attempting to put pressure onto the main base of Infi. but it's really not going to amount to much. You can see that the farm is already down to 300 some odd hit points. Militia now coming over with footmen and water elementals. There's a abolish magic onto the water elemental there. That water elemental down to 270 hit points, still giving a little bit of chase as the Archmage may try and chase down. No, not going to chase down any of those units. There's a quick mana burn onto the Archmage again, as the Demon Hunter now runs off to the north and will be able to back out. Guard tower has been constructed. Demon Hunter now making its way off to the north. It looks as though the Demon Hunter is going to find this base off over here, and all that they can really do is just kind of try and hide behind this location. All right, this peasant could in fact, oh, is he going to make himself into the gold mine? No, he is not. He does not hide himself in the gold mine at all, as the Demon Hunter is still now wandering around using that staff of teleportation to head back. We see a Naga Sea Witch now being trained, or has been trained by the Demon Hunter. And this is going to be a very, very aggressive play by the Night Elf, attempting to take down some of these key buildings here. Town Hall now being sped built as well. Meanwhile, back over here, Archmage with the Ring of Regeneration, hoping to regenerate or stay full on hit points, but this is still going to be a problem. If he loses this base here, loses this building, archers will be able to freely run inside this base and start pecking down any of those peasants from that gold mine, making those peasants absolutely useless except for feeding experience to the Night Elf heroes. Alright, let's take a look at this. Militia now being called back over. Are we going to see an engagement? Footman now coming in from behind. A beautiful tactic by Infi to try and maximize its damage, as the Militia now being called over as well. The timing on this attack pretty much brilliant, making it a 2v1 attack in just a matter of moments. And now that Demon Hunter is actually trapped between a rock and a hard place, so to speak, and stuck between either the Militia in the main base or the main army for the human. But it looks like the human player is just using defend and going to let that footman fall. Alright, that footman does in fact fall. Let's take a look back over here. Arcane Tower and I believe another Scout Tower being placed down that could upgrade to a Guard Tower at any moment, as the Demon Hunter looks like it is raring and ready to go. Troll Shadow Priest rather low on hit points. Naga Sea Witch with those cold arrows attempting to shut down that Water Elemental, but that Water Elemental able to have enough thermal mass to not be completely frozen in an instant. Now gonna go ahead and just get taken down with the help of Abolish Magic from one of these two Troll Shadow Priests. Troll Shadow Priests are extremely useful in this matchup, as you are able to dispel magic on all of those, abolish magic on all of those water elementals, just feeding more and more experience. The Demon Hunter, however, just sitting at level 2, could get to level 3 very easily. There is a Tome of Experience, and I am always complaining about professional players not reading their books. There, the Demon Hunter is now at 3. Is the Demon Hunter perhaps going to get to 4? No, the Naga Sea Witch instead going to get to level 2, as the Demon Hunter was not going to be that close to level 4 either. Alright, the Demon Hunter now making his way back down to the south. You can see the footmen are trying to put in a little bit of pressure. Archmage attempting to take down some of these units here, as we have a Troll Shadow Priest completely slowing things up, taking down units, casting Fairy Fire, and now that Archmage is pretty much taking full damage from all of these units. The footmen are now trying to make their way over. It does not look like all of them will make it. Instead, 2 are stuck behind the Left Behind series here, as they are taken down. A bit of slow onto that footman. That footman pretty much realizes that, hey, I am in trouble. All I can do is just cast slow, and maybe my reflect shield will actually in fact be able to do some damage. It looks as though the Demon Hunter now going to finish off that footman there with no problem whatsoever. Alright, Altar of Kings and Farm. In addition to a Blacksmith now being placed down, we could see mortar teams here for Dryads. Dryads with Fragmentation Shards, strong against casters, strong against anti-casters, and strong against these mercenaries, is now just making its way up. These archers looking for some easy and fresh targets, may be able to take down this Blacksmith as it's being constructed, or even the Altar of Kings, which would hurt extremely. Militia now being called back down over. It looks as though all the units will be backing off again, as we are looking at Infi still sitting on a fair amount of gold right now, 200, almost 300 gold, compared to 300 gold, down over 600 gold down here by Infi. So by Th000. So Th000 is actually in a really good position here. Let's see the Demon Hunter, if he is he gonna be able to actually hunt down some of these units. It looks as though he is gonna be hunting down some of those units, as the militia now being brought over, attacking extremely quickly, attempting to clear out these creep camps. There is a Fork Lightning preventing any of those units from getting taken down so far, and this is looking like absolutely Th000's game to lose. If Th000 somehow loses this game, then it's because he actually threw this game away. He is actually in dominant control of this game right now with no sign of letting go. Demon Hunter gets off another mana burn onto the Archmage. Archmage dangerously low on hit points and mana. Has to be careful. Well, really good on hit points. I take it back. Very low on mana, as the Footmen are just continuing to charge their way through. Archmage, Demon Hunter, Troll Berserker is now attempting to run all the way back. Demon Hunter, what happened here? It looks as though, I'm not quite sure. I thought an item was left behind, but no, maybe that was not it, as the Naga Sea Witch is going to force all of those units to head back home. Alright, we are now teching the tier 3 for Infi. Meanwhile, back off over here, Arcane Vault now being constructed, now going into dual Arcane Sanctums for multiple casters. Dual Arcane Sanctums for multiple casters, as we now are having the archers just absolutely pummeling down one of those guard towers in a moment's notice. Alright, Demon Hunter is actually in a little bit of a predicament. Needs to be able to regenerate hit points, but has not been able to do so, as the Demon Hunter now backing off again. Alright, that Demon Hunter rather low on hit points, does not want to engage at all. But what is the follow-up play going to be? Alright, keep sitting at 40, or sitting at, I believe, 1400 hit points. 44 over 66 in terms of supply here, as the archers are going to go ahead and try and push back this fight. However, the Footmen with Defend are still more than enough to deal with this regiment. All right, all of these units are now pretty much going to get caught in open field if the Mountain King does get within, not the Mountain King, if, what was I thinking? If the Mountain King does get within range, Mountain King now gets off a Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter very, very low on mana, does get a mana burn off onto the Mountain King, as the Demon Hunter is in fact rank 3, now up to level 4. And what exactly is this Demon Hunter doing? The Demon Hunter now continuing to try and clear out this creep camp here. Footmen are just falling to the wayside, as a Stormbolt goes down and now takes down one Troll Shadow Priest. Infi looks like he is in absolute control still, as the Demon Hunter now makes its way back down. Th000 is doing a great job of just picking and choosing his fights and making sure not to lose any of them. By not losing any of them, he has been able to maintain a decent sized army, as Spellbreakers, Mountain King, and Archmage now coming back together. Alright. Archmage, Spellbreakers now making a move. Meanwhile, down over here on the bottom right, Demon Hunter sitting at level 4. Gonna stay at level 4 for a little bit longer. Picks up a Ring of Regeneration. That is gonna be good for him, as he needs those hit points tremendously. Alright, teleports away. Is he gonna sell one of those items? I don't think so. Naga Sea Witch down off over here. So perhaps the Demon Hunter picked up another item there. Scroll of Town Portal. And now sitting at what, 775 hit points, with a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability and a Potion of Greater Mana. Alright, Water Elementals now looking to go off here and attempt to take down the Rock Golems. The Rock Golems, however, proving to be a bit too much, as we see the Rock Golem will end up being finished off here by 0/0 upgraded Spellbreakers. Alright. Ogre Mauler is in position. Is the Ogre Mauler absorbing that damage? No, it does not look like it. Neither is the Demon Hunter. No one's really engaging it at all, as there now in comes a rather large army. Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter may end up getting surrounded. Has to be extremely careful. Now runs back through again. There is another mana burn. Pretty much no more mana burns now for that Ogre Mauler, as that Ogre Mauler is in a bit of trouble. Ogre Mauler needs to be able to make some plays, and some frustrating plays for the other player, as the Archmage is the main backbone of the army, making sure that so many units still have mana. All right, Demon Hunter sitting at level 4. Is it going to be able to stay alive? Scroll Town Portal now used. And this may just be a rinse off and repeat to try and do it again the next day. All right. Archmage, Sorceress, Mountain King, all ready to go. Now heading off to the north. Where are they going to attempt to go to? The Mountain King could get enough experience off of this. I don't believe so, though. He is going to be maybe a little bit shy. I'm trying to do all the calculations for detrimental returns once you get higher up in level, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. As we are looking at the Spellbreaker. What is the Spellbreaker doing? The Spellbreaker just waiting. Oh, wait. That's his own units. Duh. Alright. Ancient of Wind, now up and about. Where is it going to go? Where is it? What does it want to do? I'm not 100% sure. It is just now traveling down over here to perhaps protect that Tree of Life. Meanwhile, back over here, Spellbreakers are in position, now clearing up the Null Warden. Going to go ahead and take them down. Archmage, Spellbreakers, Sorceress, and Priest with that Mountain King. A very, very nasty combination. If the Demon Hunter is now running along on the inside, and is it going to be able to put pressure on inside the space? Oh, the Naga Sea Witch in trouble. There's a Stormbolt. There's a slow. Staff of Preservation saves it, and so does the Staff of Teleportation save himself as he does get taken down. Wisp has finally made it to the Entangled Gold Mine on the other side of the map without a moment to spare. Should be able to jump inside there and start evening up that economic ability. 49 over 60 compared to 50 over 66. We are still about even, as we're now looking at what is this? The Spellbreakers charging on in. It looks like all of those Wisp have already been detonated, removing much of the mana from some of these units. All right, back down over here, you can see that the Demon Hunter now trying to creep out another Ogre Magi creep camp. But if he wanted to try and level up the Naga Sea Witch, he would not have crept with him such nearby. However, never mind, the Naga Sea Witch is also seen at level 5. So both of them will not be able to get to their ultimates unless this game goes in, or the series goes into overtime. All right, Dryads now pulling back here. Demon Hunter, Naga Sea Witch, all raring and ready to go. Archers are lining themselves in position. Meanwhile, it looks like the human players are doing exactly that. Doing a very, very straight up... doing a very, very straight up attack here. And what is going to be happening? Are there going to be any hidden theatrics? That is my question of the day. Double Rings of Regeneration, making that Demon Hunter nearly impossible to kill, as that Archer is now trying to back off again. All right, Ancients of Lore now on the run. I don't see any meat wagons. Never mind. Mortar teams now being added, and the mortar teams... All right, I take it back. Don't even remember what I was trying to say mid-sentence. So the mortar teams with very, very strong fragmentation shards can deal extra damage to medium armor units, I believe. All right, Tree of Goblin Shredder now sitting off over here. Goblin Shredder just doing its best to collect and harvest lumber. Meanwhile, down over here, you can see that the Goblin Shredder is now coming into position, now pulls back. Perhaps it's going to engage against the Ogre Warrior, and it's going to do a little bit of exchanging and then pull back again. Naga Sea... What the... Good gosh. Okay, I'm tired. Gonna take a break after this one. Archer is now trying to clear up here. Naga Sea Witch falls at level 5. Staff of Preservation resurrects it. Demon Hunter now needs to try and get away. Will it be able to? Demon Hunter very, very low. Mountain King now coming in. Mountain King comes off with the Stormbolt. Wow. I really wish there was a rewind and I could redo that last fight. Alright, pretty much... the Demon Hunter was going to get taken down. Naga Sea Witch was just taken down and got resurrected, was Staff of Preservation to back. Really needed a co-caster that last minute or so. My apologies. Still going to put it up there. Yes, I know it's bad. I ended up doing a little bit of rambling. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I believe we are all now all tied up at 1 game apiece.